Before chilling tales like those of Salem or Amityville became North American icons, Europe was already the cradle of terrifying legends passed down through the centuries. Scattered across the old continent are locations that not only carry an air of ancient beauty, but also conceal inexplicable horrors. Here, we'll introduce you to the most unique haunted places in Europe, from the eerie Paris Catacombs and Dracula's Bran Castle to the infamous Poveglia Island. Whether for Halloween or any other time of year, these destinations challenge the brave and ignite curiosity. Number 10. Hill of Crosses, Lithuania. Located about 7 miles northeast of the city of Šiauliai, or roughly 11.5 kilometers, the Hill of Crosses in Lithuania is one of the most renowned Catholic pilgrimage sites in the world. This place is enveloped in an atmosphere that is both sacred and mysterious, with over 100,000 crosses of varying sizes erected on a small hill. Beyond its profound spiritual significance, the Hill of Crosses evokes an uncanny, somber feeling, creating a unique blend of reverence and surreal beauty. The origins of the Hill of Crosses are tied to a mystical legend. According to local folklore, people began erecting crosses and religious symbols after claims that the Virgin Mary and child Jesus had appeared there. From that moment, the sacred belief spread, and during difficult periods of war, oppression, or plagues, the number of crosses grew as acts of prayer and remembrance. However, alongside devotion, some sense an enigmatic and eerie energy emanating from the hill. Thousands of crosses crammed together, rosaries swaying in the wind, and weathered statues paint a scene that is both haunting and awe-inspiring. By day, the hill is oppressively quiet, with only the sound of wind chimes and gusts of air carrying an otherworldly feel. By night, the faint glow of scattered candles amplifies its somber atmosphere, as though darkness itself cloaks the hill. Number 9. Capela dos Ossos, Portugal. The Chapel of Bones in Évora, Portugal, was constructed in the 16th century by Franciscan monks. This macabre site was built using the remains of more than 5,000 people. It reflects a grim historical period when local cemeteries were overcrowded and serves as a philosophical reminder of the fleeting nature of life. At the entrance, the chilling Latin inscription above the door, Nós ossos que aqui estamos pelos vossos esperamos. Translated, we bones that are here await yours, immediately sets a disturbing tone. This is not merely a reminder of mortality, but an eerie invitation forcing visitors to confront the fragility of life. Inside, the chapel's walls, columns, and ceilings are adorned with meticulously arranged bones and skulls. These remains are not just construction materials, but carefully positioned elements that create a solemn and cold atmosphere. The Chapel of Bones is not only a resting place for the departed, but also an eerie work of art emphasizing the impermanence of existence. The presence of skeletal remains within such a dark setting feels like thousands of invisible eyes are silently watching, making this place both mysterious and unsettling. Number 8. Edinburgh Castle, Scotland. Edinburgh's cultural identity is steeped in mysterious urban legends, and its crown jewel is undoubtedly Edinburgh Castle. Perched atop Castle Rock, an extinct volcanic plug in Scotland, the castle boasts a storied history filled with contrasting episodes. Once a key military fortress, the castle has witnessed countless bloody battles, sinister plots, and tragic deaths. Its dank dungeons were used to imprison war captives, rebels, and even plague victims. The grim fates of these individuals have left a ghostly imprint, resulting in unexplained paranormal phenomena. Among the eerie tales, the headless drummer is the most famous. First seen in 1650, his drum beats echoing in the darkness are considered an omen of major events. His headless apparition silently roaming the grounds adds to the site's chilling aura. The underground vaults, which once served as plague quarantine zones, are said to be the castle's most paranormally active area, perpetuating its atmosphere of lingering sorrow. Number 7. Bran Castle, Romania. Perched on a steep cliff in Transylvania, Romania, Bran Castle is renowned for its grandeur and rich history. It is famously dubbed Dracula's Castle due to its association with Bram Stoker's legendary novel and the historical figure Vlad the Impaler. With over 600 years of history, Bran Castle has served as a military fortress, a noble residence, and a prison for criminals. Its cold stone corridors, shadowy spiral staircases, and dimly lit chambers create an environment where time seems frozen and echoes of the past linger in every corner. One of the most enduring legends tied to the castle involves Vlad Tepes, known for his brutal methods of execution. While there is no solid evidence that Vlad ever lived here, folklore and myths have intertwined his story with the castle. He inspired the fictional Dracula, adding a dark allure and mystique to the site. Number 6. Paris Catacombs, France. The Paris Catacombs are a spine-chilling labyrinth of tunnels holding the remains of over 6 million people, primarily from the turbulent 18th century. Constructed to alleviate overcrowded cemeteries, the catacombs are a haunting reflection of Paris's dark past. The catacombs were established after a collapse at the St. Innocent Cemetery in 1774 prompted authorities to relocate remains. The abandoned limestone quarries were transformed into one of the era's most ambitious architectural projects under the direction of architect Claude Nicolas Ledoux. Piles of meticulously arranged bones line the walls of the tunnels, creating an overwhelmingly grim and eerie ambience. The Paris Catacombs serve as a chilling historical relic and a stark reminder of mortality, a true test of bravery for any visitor. Number 5. The Tower of London, England. Sitting on the banks of the River Thames, the Tower of London is one of England's most iconic and chilling historical landmarks. With a history spanning over 1,000 years, the tower has served as a royal palace, fortress, prison, and the site of countless bloody events. This infamous site is closely linked to the tragic deaths of several historical figures, including Anne Boleyn, the second wife of King Henry VIII, who was executed by beheading. Anne's ghost is said to roam the tower, often seen carrying her severed head in her hands. A spine-chilling image that unnerves even the bravest visitors. But the ghostly tales don't end there. The spirits of the young princes, Edward V and his brother Richard, are also believed to haunt the tower. They were imprisoned in the White Tower and mysteriously disappeared in 1483. Centuries later, 2 skeletons of children were discovered beneath a staircase, supporting the theory that they were murdered. Their faint cries and shadowy figures have reportedly been seen and heard on quiet nights, serving as a haunting reminder of an unresolved tragedy. The Bloody Tower is another infamous area within the complex, said to have witnessed some of the tower's most gruesome events. Echoes of dragging chains, anguished screams, and whispered voices are frequently reported, as if the tower's past refuses to fade with time. Number 4. Capuchin Catacombs, Italy. With over 8,000 skeletons and mummies on display, the Capuchin Catacombs in Palermo, Italy, are more than a final resting place. They're a window into a haunting past. The remains are organized along the walls by gender, age, and social status, creating an eerie yet captivating scene that challenges the courage of visitors. One of the most striking features of the catacombs is the preserved body of Rosalia Lombardo, a 2-year-old girl who died in 1920. Known as the Sleeping Beauty, her mummified body remains astonishingly intact, with her skin, hair, and eyelashes perfectly preserved. Encased in a glass coffin, her lifelike appearance defies time, evoking both awe and unease. The catacombs' somber atmosphere is intensified by the haunting sight of hollow-eyed skulls and skeletal figures of children. These meticulously arranged remains carry an unsettling sense of sorrow and mortality, filling the air with a chilling reminder of life's fragility. Initially, Capuchin monks mummified the deceased as part of their religious rituals, but the practice later evolved into a symbol of social status. Wealthy families would pay to have their relatives preserved and displayed, making the catacombs not just a cemetery, but a striking intersection of faith, tradition, and societal hierarchy. Number 3. Muscham Castle, Austria. Located in the Salzburg region of Austria, Muscham Castle is not only celebrated for its picturesque medieval architecture, but also infamous for being one of Europe's most haunted sites. With centuries of history, the castle is deeply connected to the horrors of the 17th century witch trials and macabre legends. During the witch hunting era, hundreds of women, and some men, were accused of witchcraft, tortured, and executed at Muscham. Its cold stone chambers bore witness to unspeakable acts of brutality, with cries of agony echoing through its halls. Many believe the restless spirits of these victims still linger, serving as ghostly reminders of the castle's grim history. Adding to its eerie reputation is the tale of werewolves. In the 19th century, locals believed the castle was linked to mysterious murders committed by wolves, fueling legends of supernatural creatures and occult rituals. These chilling stories have further enshrouded Muscham in an air of mystery and dread. Muscham Castle's tragic past and foreboding atmosphere make it a captivating destination for those daring enough to confront the shadows of its history. Number 2. Gates of Hell, Norway. In the remote Arctic landscape of Norway, the town of Vardø harbors a chilling legacy. Over 400 years ago, it was the site of one of the darkest chapters in the nation's history, the witch trials, during which 91 people, most of them women, were condemned to death. In the 17th century, fear and superstition dominated society. The Arctic was believed to be the gateway to the underworld, earning it the ominous name, Gates of Hell. This perception turned Vardø into a focal point for baseless accusations and ruthless witch trials. Victims were tortured and executed in gruesome ways, from burning at the stake to hanging. The Varangier region accounted for 31% of all witch trials in Norway, making it a notorious epicenter of this hysteria. Today, the Stilneset Memorial honors the memory of these tragic events. Designed by architect Peter Zumthor and artist Louise Bourgeois, the monument features a solemn corridor illuminated by 91 candles, each representing a victim. Plaques detail their lives, shedding light on the pain, injustice, and cruelty they endured. The site also includes an installation titled The Burning Chair, where an eternal flame symbolizes the enduring anguish of this dark history. These tales serve as a stark reminder of how irrational fear once led humanity to commit unspeakable atrocities. Number 1. Poveglia Island, Italy. Located between Venice and Lido in the Venetian lagoon, Poveglia Island is often cited as one of the most haunted places in Europe. Its gruesome history, filled with tales of suffering and death, has shrouded the island in an eerie, oppressive aura. First settled by Venetians in the 5th century, Poveglia became a grim quarantine site during the 14th century plague outbreak. Thousands of plague victims were abandoned to die in agony on the island. It was repurposed during subsequent pandemics, including in the 18th century, when it again served as a death sentence for the sick. In the 20th century, the island became home to a mental asylum, where patients reportedly heard the screams and cries of restless spirits. Legends speak of a doctor who conducted cruel experiments on patients before succumbing to madness and leaping to his death from the bell tower. However, it's said his fall didn't kill him. He was dragged to his death by phantoms. The island, now abandoned and off-limits, remains a hub for chilling stories. Locals claim the soil, composed of nearly 50% human ash, still harbors the island's tormented history. Fishermen avoid casting their nets nearby, fearing they might dredge up human remains. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more fascinating and thrilling stories. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.